Welcome, everybody. It's Inside College Basketball from our New York studios. Adam Zucker with Ice Young, Roy Hibbert, Gary Parrish. We didn't have the heart to tell any of these games that they couldn't be in the first segment. It was such a weird night, surprising upsets to get to, wild one in the SEC as well. We got to begin with number 6 Gonzaga, winners of 20 straight meetings with Portland, in trouble against the team that came in 10-14. They had won the last 19 meetings by double digits, but sometimes it's just going your way. Jermaine Balasager, Web GP, the Pilots up by 5 here.
Graham Ike trying to get him back in it, gets the offensive rebound, sticks it back 45-42, but now Portland back up 8, and that's Joel Foxwell, 4-3. He had a career high 27, puts Portland up 11, and now trying to close it out. Garen Knuckles, elbow jumper. Look at this. Portland stuns the Zags 87-80. That is the biggest win in program history and their first win over a top 10 team since 1968.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, highest ranked team they've ever defeated, shooting 59% in the game and 70% in the second half. That'll help you. And we're so used to Gonzaga just kind of running through these teams, Roy. But this one is a real head scratcher.
Yeah, I mean, Graham Ike, he was great. You know, he had a double-double, but the starters, all the other starters only shot 5 shots or less. We need more from them, but you got to tip your hat to Portland. They shot well, 40% from the three-point line, but this is a game that they should have won. And, you know, obviously, you have to be able to finish it. You have to be able to finish it.
Listen, in that conference, when you're the ranked team, the bullseye is huge. And Portland today had them. They had them at home, feeling comfortable. I just want to point out the numbers that Portland shot, because to me, in order to beat a top 6 team in the country, you must shoot 59% from the field, 44% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. Those numbers on paper, you cannot lose.
Yeah, on paper.
The bullseye is huge for the Zags every time they're on the road in the WCC, and now the devastation from this loss is pretty severe. This is not a team that plays in the Big 12 or the SEC and has got like 8 quadrant 1 opportunities in front of them. There's only so many you can find in the WCC. It's hard to make up for bad losses, and there's no getting around it. This is a bad loss for a great program. Quadrant 3 loss. Yeah. It could be the type of thing that, you know, removes them from contention heading into Selection Sunday, even if they win a bunch in a row from the number 1 seed conversation.
Maybe even the 2 seed line.
This is a tough thing to overcome for them. If you had a Big 12 schedule in front of you, put it behind you, go knock it out with some quad 1 wins. But again, in the WCC, it's hard to offset
and
this stuff.
And they've flirted with that idea. Yeah. But it's their first quad 3 loss since 2023, a game in which they committed 19 turnovers, was it?
Oof.
Let's see. Oh, no, just 9. 17 turnovers by Portland, actually, and they got the win. But, yeah, Gonzaga goes down to the Pilots. All right, let's go to the SEC now, and a game that saw 28 lead changes. The great story, though, is Birmingham native Bucky McMillan bringing first-place Texas A&M to Alabama, who had just fallen out of the rankings for the first time in 2 years after getting blown out by Florida. This game was crazy. Every bucket felt like a lead change. LeBaron Philon for Bama here in white. Final 2 minutes, driving in off glass for 2. So the Tide on top there, Ice, but back and forth.
Next play, Rashawn AG inside the hang, the finish, the 2. High percentage shot. All right, Bama down 1. Latrell right through. Give it to the shooter in the deep corner. He'll knock it down. Bama up 2. Aiden Holloway along the baseline. The trick shot. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not. Holloway through contact. A swish. He had a team high 20 points. And then last chance opportunity as Rylan Griffin gets the shot for 3. And now you got to be able to make that, son. Bama with a big win.
They made almost everything else, though. These teams were both scorching it from 3, combining for 29 from beyond the arc, and it felt like whoever was the first team to 100 was going to get it done. And in this case, it was the Tide, and they definitely needed it for how things have been going lately. So Kentucky, a half game back, looking to build on Saturday's upset win on the road against John Calipari, and Arkansas hosting Oklahoma, who's got Nigel Pack from deep, Roy. Sooners tie it up, but Kentucky, they can go on a run.
Final minute of the first half, Colin Chandler, he'll have this nice little step back. That was a part of an 8-0 run to end the half. Then Otega Owe, he's going to slither to the rim with the acrobatic finish. Is he House Slytherin or House Gryffindor? Or
a little big for
I'm not really sure. Oh, for sure. Otega Owe, again, he's going to get to the rack right there. Kentucky goes on to win 94-78.
And for Owe, it's his 4th straight game with at least 20 points. And they're, man, that team is almost like Moody
Yeah.
A little moody. But after beating Arkansas the other night, potential letdown didn't happen. And then this win by Alabama.
It's hard to make sense of what's going on with Kentucky. They were injured and not very good, then healthy and looked great for like a half, then injured again, got bad, and now they're winning. They've 7-3 now in the league. They're in this conference race. Circling back to the Alabama A&M game, that was terrific down in Tuscaloosa. A&M, I think, showed themselves well. You know, they weren't supposed to go down there and compete like that, but they lose. So now they're 7-2 in the league. So is Florida, and guess who plays Saturday? That's going to be a good one.
That will be good.
For A&M, this is an opportunity to, steal one and obviously, continue to solidify them as a top team in the SEC. But for me, the fact is it was an uphill battle. They should have won it. I said in the bullpen they blew it. But at the same time, 32 points off the bench, which is great. But I'm going to say Alabama, they did a good job in the last 3.5 minutes. They hit 3 threes. So obviously Texas A&M forgot how to defend the three-point line.
Yeah, it was actually one of those games. I wish Coach Pete Gillen was here to highlight that a team fouled when they were up 3, right, GP? Put them on the free throw line and then got the offensive rebound and got the shot that they wanted. Like maybe 1 out of 90 times does that happen, but they had the opportunity. I really like what we saw from Bama in terms of their scoring ability. We know they can score like this, 16 threes, triple digits. It's whether the consistency, though, can continue to follow for this team.
Yeah, and a big win here, and as the SEC turns for Wednesday night. Okay, to the Big Ten now, and not the response to a loss we've come to expect from Tom Izzo's teams after their 7-game winning streak ended at home at Michigan Friday to Michigan. 10th-ranked Michigan State on the road facing below 500 Minnesota. And really the result of the game wasn't as interesting, perhaps, as what happened right here. Watch Jeremy Fear's right foot rising up. Ice, that's a technical foul.
Yes, a little Draymond-esque. Don't love it there. But we move on. Minnesota up 13. Langston Reynolds. Let me show you a spin cycle. Finish inside the and 1. A little mouse in the house action. Under a minute left. Michigan State down 7. Trey Ford from the outside knocks down a triple. And then you got to guard him off the screens. Too good, too quick. Ford knocks down another one. All right, after 2 Minnesota free throws, Michigan State down 4. It's Kohler on the 3. Rebound to the Gophers, who stay golden and a first top 10 win since 2021.
Wow. And Michigan State, that's their first loss outside of Quad 1 this season. All their other losses have been, very understandable, you might say. Not as much this one. And, of course, watching what happened with Jeremy Fears was a bit odd. And Tom Izzo talked about how he's going to be addressing that. He did have 11 assists in the game. Otherwise, staying in the conference, though, number 5, Illinois, consecutive top 5 road wins for the first time in history for them. They were all over Northwestern in this game. Andrei Stojakovic off the steal. GP, this became a near historic blowout.
It got lopsided quickly. David Mirkovic going to nail this 3 from the corner. He made 4 of them in the game. Here's another one right here. He had 12 points in the contest. Puts the Illini up 33-11 at that point. Here's the fabulous freshman Keaton Wadler from beyond half court.
He does it all.
Illinois cruises, wins at 84-44, largest win in conference play since 2004.
And they had more at the half with that Wagler shot than Northwestern had in the whole game. 12-game winning streak now for Illinois, their longest in 13 years. 2 points shy of their largest blowout ever over Northwestern, who now has a season-low 44, their largest loss since 2007. So you put it all together, Illinois is going to go to Michigan State Saturday night, Roy.
Yeah, obviously,
very interesting.
Michigan State's definitely going to need to bounce back for this game. I think the fact that I want to give Minnesota credit. I want to give them credit. But Michigan State, Cohen Carr, I like his game. He had 10 of his 16 points in the last, couple minutes of the game. So I want to make sure that, why wait? That might be clutch, but why not fill that out through the game? But I think the defensive mentality that Michigan State has had throughout the season kind of dissipated a little bit. So I think Tom Izzo needs to make sure and talk to all those guys and be like, hey, all you guys probably can't guard my grandmother or mother, whatever the saying was. They got great-grandmother or something. They can't say in front of anybody.
I'll just highlight quickly Carson Cooper for Sparty, who averages double figures. And big man, you and I have talked about him through the course of this season. 0 points in this game. To me, that is the stat that jumps off the page, and that they need everyone to score the basketball for them. They missed his points in this one.
Yeah, only took 3 shots along the way. In Minnesota, by the way, only 3 offensive rebounds. and so very limited on second chance and still get this one done. Okay, we are not done with the surprises here. I think we probably had a court storm at the end of this one. We go to the Big 12. BYU and A.J. Bonsa, their star there. They're on the losing end now, 3 of their last 4 going into this game at Oklahoma State. And like a lot of these games, you're kind of just waiting for that ranked, powerful team to just turn it up a notch, but it wasn't happening. Anthony Roy for the Cowboys giving Oklahoma State the lead, Ice, and they weren't looking back.
Coleman here inside, and the teeth of the defense gets the finish. 8-point game now. DeBonsa had a huge game, gives a 3 to cut it to 5. But honestly, it was Anthony Roy's night. Roy pulls up from 3 at a season-high 30.
Here they come.
And the court is stormed.
Yeah, I mean, February is off to a wild start, huh? DeBonsa, 36 in the loss. That's his 4th 30-point game of the season, but Oklahoma State nearly hangs 100 on them, and BYU has maybe hit a wall, and in the Big 12, it doesn't get any easier because BYU hosts number 8 Houston on Saturday. Cougars against this dangerous UCF squad who's had the big home wins over Texas Tech and Kansas, and Khalifa Sacco and the Cougars, early lead there, GP. They started to blow this thing open, too.
That's Emmanuel Sharp gets the layup, 8 points for him. Cougars are up 23-13 at that point. Now we're at the under 16. Chris Sinek Jr., little elbow jumper, 45-29, and it was a blowout, obviously. Milos used Zan for 3. He had 12 points. Houston wins it 79-55.
All right, so that's 17 straight home wins, and their 11th straight against UCF, who, again, looks like a tournament team. If they had a more notable historical name right there, they're probably ranked as well right now. But Houston against BYU is coming up after a wacky Wednesday here, Ice, in the Big 12.
Yeah, I tell you what, BYU better get it together, or it's going to be see you later against Houston. But on a serious note, they turned the ball over 16 times. And in watching that game, it's live ball turnovers. It is bad turnovers. That's allowing the other team to get out in transition and score right away. And then they gave up 52 points in the paint. 52, Roy. You know how big of a plate that is? Huge.
Yeah. 58 points allowed in the second half on its own is plenty.
Yeah, can't win like that.
Yeah. You need a new pen? You all right?
Nah, it's good. It's strong. Okay.